Yo, what's happening, Donnies and Donettes? Cheese on bread. We're back again with another banging episode of the Mobile DJ Mastery Podcast. Yes. Guys, on this episode, we are going to be looking at data. Guys, looking at data can help you make some informed decisions about what you're going to do now, or even better, what you're going to do in the future. Now, one of the things you always hear me about is checking out your data and analytics in your Instagram, which is going to be absolutely powerful for you. But today, we are going to look at the 2024 DJ consensus that has been put together by 15,000 DJs, which is going to give us lots of information about DJs. So without further ado, let's see how this data can help you make some informed decisions for the rest of the year, or how you do things, or where currently you're at within this data pool. Let's not dilly-dally, roll the intro and let's get into this one. Now, in terms of where we're getting this data from, we are getting this exact data from Digital DJ Tips. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but there's a guy called Phil. He's on all the social medias and he does DJ teaching, DJ tutoring, and helps DJs far and wide. Now, one of the things that they do every single year is a consensus, where they basically kind of send out a questionnaire to all the DJs that they're in connection with, the DJs that are on the courses and the programs, and they're able to collect a lot of different types of data for DJs worldwide. Now, this isn't all DJs in the world. This isn't all the DJs in the world. These are the DJs that are part of this specific consensus done by Digital DJ Tips. But nevertheless, I think the information in there is quite interesting. Now, I'm not going to go through every single slide, but I'm going to pull up some of the slides that I think will be interesting for us. So let's have a butcher's at some of the stuff of what they've got on this consensus. So to give you an idea, what a consensus is when a government or a company or a brand is able to put out a questionnaire of some kind, and they get a lot of data back. So it's like one of those Google Docs where you click which is more you, and you keep clicking, and then you then submit that data. But then, when hundreds and thousands of people start to submit that same questionnaire, it starts to give us different bits of data, which once again, you can make good decisions, guys, when you know how to analyze data. I'm not a data analyst. I just use my brain, and that's what I know you guys can do as well. So anyway, let's go into it. So the first one we're going to look at is DJ demographic info. So this is going to be kind of like where you're based. Are you male? Are you female? Ages? All that kind of stuff. Let's chop some of this stuff up, man. Let's have a little look now. Okay, so the first thing that they've got up in here is going to be age. So just to let you know, I'm going to talk you through it. So if you're listening, you might not need to look at everything, but I'm going to be throwing up slides and some things on the screen if you want to have a look at the actual slide. But anyway, we're going to look at this one so far. So the first one is age, and they gave ranges from, which age do you fall into? So it's going to be under 18, 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54, and 55 and up. And we're going to just look at right now, as you can see, we're going to look at the lowest. So the lowest one is under 18s, which is obviously kind of makes sense because under 18 people probably didn't even get to fill this out. And if you're 10 or 8, you're not going to get a chance to get this kind of information there. But that's where it stands at the moment. Then we look at next, 18 to 24 is coming in around 8% of the DJs on the consensus are between the age of 18 to 24. Next up, we take a quite big jump up just under 20%. So 18% of DJs are 25 to 34 years old. Then we make another jump to like almost 29%. So it keeps on going up by around 10%. It's 35 to 44-year-olds are DJs. But the strongest and biggest stat here is 45 to 55 is where most of the DJs at 32%. I find that interesting. I thought there would have been more DJs in 35 to 44. I thought there would have been more, but it turns out using this consensus, once again, guys, this isn't everybody, but using this consensus, 45 to 55. So it's like your vinyl DJs and people that started up way back are still doing it. Or maybe they didn't start way back. Maybe they came into the DJ game late at 20, at 30, or even at 40. Because the one thing I feel about DJing, I feel it's not got an age. I feel DJing doesn't have an age. Where I found this is when I went on TikTok, and when I was first on there, I saw a DJ and she used to literally write on there, 76-year-old grandma DJing. The woman had 800,000 followers and she was selling disco house. In her yard, disco house, bruv, on vinyl as well. I was, say no more. When I saw that, I was like, if she can do it, all of us guys, there is no, I believe, anyway, there's no age on DJing. It's up to you when you want to stop. But anyway, let's move on. Up next, we have gender. So gender, we're going to do the male and female, and it's going to be pretty obvious which one's going to tank on this one. So we've got literally 93% male, and then we have 7% female DJs. Just looking at that, I want to big up all my female DJs that are getting involved in the DJ business. I want to big you up, because if you go into a place that's male dominated like that, I take my hat off to all the female DJs that are stepping up and being in those environments where they might only be the only female DJ on the lineup. So if you're a female DJ and you're in the business, big up you. Even more so, if you're a mobile female DJ, now I take the hat off. Because that is a different kettle of fish. That is a mobile DJ, and it's quite different to all the other DJs because of the equipment aspect and the delivery aspect and the setup aspect. And your general DJ, you don't have to do much of that. You might be a laptop controller DJ, you're a USB DJ, or maybe even a streamer type DJ. But all of those DJs there, a backpack is the most you would need. If you're USB, you can put that in your pocket, have your headphones around your neck or in a bag once again. And if you're streaming, then just your headphones. And that's light. For us mobile DJs, that's like, wow. You just turn up on a pedal bike if you wanted to, and you could do. We need vans, we need cars, we need SUVs, we need estates, and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, so if you're a female DJ or mobile DJ, big up yourself, man. Cheese on toast. Now we're going to look at countries. Let's have a look at the countries now. So once again, this is from not everyone in the world. I'm going to keep saying this because I don't want people to think, that doesn't sit right. It sits right if you are part of the digital DJ tips ecosystem. So on here they have which country do you currently reside, and at the top, coming in at the top, just over 30% is the US. So the US is going to be top, and to be fair, that's the one of the biggest states, biggest country. They've got so much different states in that country as well, so therefore they are able to have lots of that. Up next, we've got the UK. We are coming in at 20%. And then it falls right back down to about 8% Canada, 6% Germany, 5% Australia, 3% Netherlands, 2% South Africa, 2% Spain, which I thought Spain would have been higher, and 2% on France as well, which is crazy because I thought some of them would have been higher. So that's currently what it's looking like for this consensus to where they are. And looking at that, some of the things I would have been a bit, because, in Europe, there's a lot of DJs, but, the European country that they've got up on here would have either been Netherlands, or it would be UK. Well, we're Brexiting, so we're not part of that, but a lot of dance music happens over there, so I thought it would have been a bit more there, but that's what this is coming up with. All right, now for the interesting stuff, let's talk money, guys. Let's talk money. So the question here was, what is your annual income right now? I think this is juicy. So let's get into this now, guys. So annual income, what are you going to earn through DJing over the next 12 months or in 12 months from 2023 January to 2024 January to 2020 December 2024. So 0 to 15 grand. We are coming there. I think they should have been a bit lower than that. Some people when I first started, well, I would have ticked that because that's the range that I'm in. But when I've started, I would have thought that would have been higher. So that one is coming in at 14%. And if you look at the stat, if you look at the video, the picture now, I'm talking it through for the people that are listening. But if you're watching, look at the different colors. Now, I would have thought technically the 0 to 15K would have been the highest because you've got more new DJs coming into the market. Now, this is where I'm showing you how I analyze data. So I thought off the bat, the first one, 0 to 15 grand under a year, that would have been all your bedroom DJs, TikTok DJs, DJs that have just started, DJs that have not been booked before, DJs that are doing things for free. Like there should, in my opinion, I thought there would have been more of those, but it turns out that's not the case. So you got 12% for your 0 to 15. Next, we're going to look at 15 to 25 grand. Now, that's less than the first one I just said, which comes in at about, say, 11%, 12% from people that are on 15 to 25 grand a year from DJing. So those people might be your part-time DJs. Those might be, even some people might be full-time, because depending on where you are and what you need to earn, that might be fine for you. Do you know what I mean? Now we're going to go to our biggest one. Our biggest one is 25 to 50 grand, and that is over 25% of DJs on this consensus are earning in the region of 25 to 50 grand DJing. Guys, that's a great stat, and that's the highest stat, because 50 grand or 40 grand or even 35 grand, a lot of people can live off. So if you can, I think the dream is to DJ and live off what you're making, because then you're living the dream in that sense. And if you was earning anywhere from 25 to 50 grand, that's a half decent wage. Maybe 25 grand might be a bit shy. Well, I'm from the UK, if you're listening, depending on where you're listening from. And the UK, cost of living crisis is going to continue forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, things cost a lot of money, but wages are not being raised for much people, which is the reason why I'll quickly mention I love the mobile DJ world, because you can control what it is you charge as long as the clients say that you are worth what you charge. But anyway, 25 to 50 grand, I think that's amazing. Next up, we got 50 to 75 grand. Now we're moving now. These are people that are more in the players now. Now, I would be surprised if there's any DJ earning between 50 and 75 grand and they're still doing a full-time job. Wow, that means they're probably doing, they might be doing 100 grand, or they might be doing less, or maybe they've got a job that doesn't pay as much, and this is their base income. But it's nice for us to see, especially DJs that don't know or don't believe, that you can earn this money through DJing. Now, I want to bear in mind, this is all DJs. This isn't just talking about mobile. Most of us are mobile. Some of us are club and bar. Some of us are still navigating through. But everything I'm going to read to you isn't just mobile. It's all DJs across the board. But we got some more interesting stats coming, because I've gone through this, and there's some stuff where I'm like, I didn't know that. But anyway, let's not waste no more time. So your 50 to 75 grand is coming in a little bit more than the 0 to 15 granders, which is about 15%, 14, 15, 16%, around that age. So your 50 to 75 grand are in the same bracket as the people that have not earned anything to 15 grand, which is actually quite a crazy stat if you think about it. Next, we're going over 100 grand. Hey, these are the big players now. Hey, over 100 grand through DJing. You're signed, you're on labels, you're doing mobile DJ mastery, literally doing mobile DJ mastery, and you're earning that kind of bread. Now, that is just shy of 11%. 11% of DJs are earning over 100 grand. Now, guys, if you think of that as a stat, yeah? So far, this is looking at 15,000 DJs. And 10%, what this stat is saying, 10 or 11% of those DJs are earning over 100 grand a year. Guys, I think that's a really great stat, because that kind of lets you know that it's possible for you to do this. This is possible for you to obtain. It's possible. I don't want people writing things off. Dream big. Aim for the stars. Well, aim for the moon, actually. Because if you don't make it to the moon, at least you're amongst the stars. And that's a better place than down there. Do you know what I mean? 100 grand, guys. I'm just saying, over 12%, and that's just 15,000 DJs. If they done the whole world, I think we'd have even more better stats. But that's really great. Now, last but not least, the last one is rather not say. Now, rather not say is very vague. That is very vague. So we don't know if those DJs should be in the 15 to the 0 to 15 bracket, as in they just don't want to say. Where I would say, if they rather not say, technically they should be over the 100 grand, because you had the opportunity to put it in, and this isn't like, I'm not going to see your name, but rather not say does leave it vague, but that one's coming at 15%. Now, I'm going to take it as those people are over 100 grand. We are now talking 250, 500, even a million pounds. Now, some of you are like, 2-4, chill. Guys, what did I just say? I just said, aim for the moon, bruv. Go somewhere where there's no one to aim for as far as the eye can see. And if you drive and you push to try and get there, and you've been doing that for 8-9 years and you haven't made it to the moon, you should be amongst the stars. And who's to say that the stars isn't 500,000? Guys, I'm just trying to motivate somebody. And I'm trying to motivate myself as well. Come on. Oh, this podcast ain't for you. This is therapy for me, guys. What do you mean? Come on, this is a two-way street. God damn it. Right, now, this is where things take a little bit of a turn. So the next question says here, what percentage of your income comes from DJing right now? So what percentage of your income, what you earn, comes from DJing, which is a bit of a different question from before. So the last question before was, what is your annual income right now, including any DJ income? Oh, including any DJ income. So that kind of changes things. So this isn't all DJ income. This is including DJ income. So just seeing how much people are earning. So now that's actually really worrying for the people that are 0 to 15 grand. You better be living at your mum's, because if imagine you're earning 10 grand, including DJ income, 5 grand. I'm like, how are you surviving? Like, well, depending on where you are. I'm just thinking about people that are in the UK. If you're in the UK, oof, that's a sticky one. That's a sticky one still. All right, let's move on. So what percentage of your income comes from DJing right now? So when we said before, yeah, it was 0 to 0%. So people that are not there. So now we're going to start with the people that are on 0%. So which means that 0% of the percentage comes from DJing right now. That is the highest one. So looking at that stat, what's that showing us is that most DJs in this thing, 40% of them are hobbyists. Hobbyists, DJs that DJ at home, play for fun, or just DJ for free, stream. Well, if they're saying zero money, that means that they might be on Twitch, but they're not earning any money on Twitch. Now, this isn't a bad thing. That just shows you that DJing is very popular and people want to do it, which is really, really cool. Next up, we've got under 10% of their income is made through DJing. Okay, so this is looking at 33% of DJs are less than 10% of their income comes from DJing. So now this is side hustle, beer money, doing things for friends and family. I could be getting it wrong, but I'm just taking what I'm taking from it. And then you let me what you take from it. Guys, use the comment area. There's a comment area on where you're watching this. Use it for these things. I love to see the comments. I would love to see what you guys think about some of these stats. Between 11 and 25% is about 10% of people, just over 10%, we'll say 12% of people are getting 11 to 25% of their income from DJing right now. And then it drops down even more to from 50 to 75% of people earning from their DJing. So we're looking at maybe 7. No, that's not 7. That's about 3% of DJs that are between the 50% of their income and 75% of their income comes from DJing, which means they are doing smaller things, maybe in the week or in the cold seasons. And then other than that, they're just doing DJing most of the time. So, and it's quite a lot of them, 50 to 75%. Last but not least, 76 to 100% of DJs earning everything through their DJing is 5%, which is more than the DJs that are at 51 to 75%. So this is the second highest stat. The lowest stat on here is 51% to 75%. The highest stat on here is 0%. And the mid-range is 11 to 25, and then 75 to 100% is about basically 5% of DJs. So if you are a DJ who does 100% DJ gigs, that is myself, just want to mention. I'm part of that category. I'm part of this percentage here, but I'm not part of this consensus, so I didn't input into this. But I still find that very interesting. And one thing I would like to see is last year's ones and years going forward, because I would like to see that percentage increase, even if it's just by 2%. Because if it's up by 2%, that's a lot of people. 2% out of 15,000. And if that was to up by next year to 20,000, then that is a good percent of people that are now full-time DJing. Interesting stuff. Let's move on. So now we're going to look at DJ types and experiences. What different things people have done. What experiences do they have in the DJ world? Let's go through it. So once again, guys, stats are on the screen if you want to look at stats. But other than that, I'm going to talk you through it. When did you start DJing? Oh, this is a good one. Just started. there is, we're going to say, 8% of people just started this year, last year, 2024, just started, which is really good, because if that's an ongoing trend, that means every single year, new DJs are coming in, which I love that stat, because I love talking to DJs, I love helping DJs, so knowing that there's new people coming in, even though we've got AI and all these different things happening, people are still trying their hand at DJing, and even those people that have been wanting to DJ for years, I know some people when I get calls, and they're like, man, I've been wanting to DJ since I was 16, how old are you now? I'm 33. I'm like, okay, and I'm ready now. And I'm like, wow, do you know what? Hats off to you. Like, there's no such thing, in my opinion. DJing, you can start as young as 2, and you can end. There doesn't have to be an end. So entry level, I think, can be any age. But right now, we're looking at about 8% of them. Say 6% of them started this year. Less than 12 months ago, we're looking at now 8% again. 1 to 3 years is the second to highest stat. The second to highest stat is 1 to 3 years. DJs that are 1 to 3 years in, we're looking at about 14%. 3 to 5 years, we're looking at 9%. 6 to 9 years, we're looking at 8%. So everyone's been below 20%. Guys, check this. 10 years plus is at 55%. This is mad. Like, look at the stats, guys. Look at the picture. It's there. If you're not, have a look on the side. That's here. It's on the screen. I'm showing you. 55% of that jumps dramatically. So up to 9 years, 6 to 9 years is like literally 8%. And then add 1 year onto that, and then that goes right up to 50, which is insane. Insane. When I'm asking you these questions, guys, I want you to try and think, where do you sit? That's a good thing to think. Where do I sit in this? Where I would sit will be in the 10-year bracket as well, the 10-year plus bracket, as in when I'd started DJing, which is really interesting. This is another interesting one. How often do you DJ in public? So, guys, once again, every question I'm answering, answer that yourself. How often do you DJ in public? The answers would have been never played in public yet. So this is a stat for the DJs that's never played in public yet. It's the second to lowest stat. Never played in public. We're looking at 12% of DJs that have never DJed in public. Occasional party, friends and family, 20%, which might be, there's quite a lot of people. That's like a mid-range score. In public, every now and then is even higher than the people playing just public, friends and families. They are now coming in at 25%, 26%. So these are people playing at bars, clubs, those types of setting. Play in public regularly. This is the second highest stat, which I love, which means that there's lots of DJs active. This is really, really, really good. Active DJs all the time out, 28%, which is good. When I'm looking at the stats, look at the colors and look at the sizes. This is really, really good. Used to DJ years ago, but not at the moment, is the lowest stat. So that means that out of all of these, we've got less DJs quitting and most DJs coming in, practicing, trying their hand, and the majority of us are playing out regularly. This is really good stats. This is good things. That means that there's DJ work out there. There's future-proof in this, guys. These stats can give you some good information. Next up, we've got what type of DJ are you? What type of DJ are you? Let's have a look at some of the options. Bedroom, hobbyist. That is the highest one. The first one is the highest one. Bedroom hobbyist. It goes back to what I was saying before about, how much those people are the ones that are not earning because they're just DJing at home, but maybe some of them are on Twitch and they've got a little account. So DJ hobbyists, new DJs, people's playing around, people in their room are still the highest. Bedroom DJs are still dominating right now. But bearing in mind, this consensus was done on DJ Digital Tips and they are like an educational platform. So maybe that does make a bit of sense. Guys, we're second in. Shout out to my mobile DJs. We are second in. And so the bedroom DJs are coming in at 22%, 23%. Mobile wedding DJs and corporate DJs, we are second in the rankings, guys. And we are there at shy of 19, 18% of DJs are wedding and corporate DJs, mobile DJs, which is the second highest one. So the first one is going to be DJs just hobbying, and the next most popular DJ is going to be your wedding mobile DJ, which is really interesting stuff. Next, we've got DJing just for fun, party. So just doing parties, maybe doing it for free. That one's coming in just over about 11%. DJ producer. This is people that are doing the David Guetta stuff, that are doing the, Marshmello, Deadmau5, they're chasing that MK. I don't know what music you listen to, but you get the kind of DJs that I'm talking about. Touring DJs that produce and DJ at the same time. That is going to be similar to the fun DJs. They're about 11, 12% same. And then you've got your resident DJ, 11% towards 10%. Then you got bar, lounge, etc. We're going down to 8%, and then other, which that can just be who knows what that is, and that's going to be 6%, 5%. Then you've got radio DJ, live streamer. So radio DJ is like, I don't know, 3%. Live streamer, 3 to 2%. Touring, clubs, etc. and festivals. So these are big DJs. Yeah, these are on 2%. Of these DJs are touring and doing clubs and doing festivals and doing major other different cities, getting flown around, PR, they have an agent, all that sort of stuff. So there's not a lot of that, but it's still possible. It's still possible if that's something that you want to obtain. It's there. Scratch performer DJs are your lowest one. And those are the ones that are probably going to be the most talented because they are scratch performer tricks. They're doing all that kind of your James Hype type style. So ones that are like when you see them DJing, there's a lot to watch even if there was no sound playing, which is interesting stuff. Now, this is another question. What DJ do you want to be? So that's what people are doing. But now they're going to ask, what do they want to be? I wonder where we score here, guys. So there was second, as in mobile DJ, but what do people want to be? Maybe they don't. All right, let's have a look at this. Touring DJs, number one, everybody wants to be on tour. But did you notice that what everybody wants to be, the lowest amount of people are doing it? So if we look at the last stat, which was saying, what type of DJ are you? And the touring DJ was one of the smallest stats. We was looking at like basically 2%. But then when it asks people what they want to be, it says touring DJ. So that gives you a stat of it's the one everybody wants, but it's the hardest one to get into. That's what this data was telling me. It's the one that everybody wants to do, but it's the hardest to get into, which does make sense because if you want to be touring, you have to be producing. You being a touring DJ not producing is not impossible. It's just harder. It's easier when you got tracks in certain places, taking your name further than it needs to be. Why am I holding my hand like a prime minister? You know when prime ministers talk, I don't know why they do this. We need to crack down on DJs not earning enough money. We need to support our local DJs and make sure they're being paid fairly in the bars and clubs that if I ever was to be president, just know that's all I'll be talking about. There will be the healthcare will go to rubbish. Police, that will go to defense, that will go to absolute rubbish. But DJs playing in clubs and bars and weddings, listen, we will be looked after. Don't vote for me because I'll just vote for DJs. But anyway, next up is producer DJ. So producer DJ is the second one, but I feel that that's not a high barrier to entry. If you want to be a producer DJ, learn to DJ, and then buy some production gear. You can start with Ableton. It's one of the easiest ones to use now with Record Box, and then you got, Fruity Loops and all those different kind of things, or FL because they tried to go fancy. But I'm old school, so I'm going to say Fruity Loops, Reason, Cubase, all those kind of things, and start producing. Similar to like if you go back to the episode I've done with Venom. Venom is a DJ and he's a producer, and he does the mashup. So he does production as well, but he's now doing more play production where he does a DJ mashup and then brings it to the software and then fine tunes it. So you could be a remixer, which is kind of like a producer where you're making remixes and then you can produce on the side and start to build that. So I feel like even though that's what a lot of people want to be, I think it's easier to get there. You don't have to do a lot to be a DJ producer. I didn't say successful DJ producer. I just said DJ producer. You can be DJing, United Beat Match, all those kind of things, and you've made one or two tunes on Ableton, and maybe you've got a SoundCloud. Now you are a DJ producer. Now hopefully you got to get signed. That's the hard part because as you can see, only 2% make it. Next up, people want to be a club and resident DJ. After that, what people want to be more is happy with where they are now. So that's really good, guys. That's number 4. People are just happy with what they're doing. It would be great if we knew what they was doing, but there's a lot of DJs here that are happy where they are. They don't want to be touring. They don't want to be producer. Don't want to be club resident, but they're happy with what they're doing at the moment. Guys, we're in number 5, mobile DJ, wedding, mobile DJ, corporate. We are 5 on the list as to what DJs want to do. Most people want to be touring DJs. Other people want to be DJ, producer DJs. Some are happy with just where they are. And some people want to be where we are. So I think that's decent. We're 5 out of 11. That's not bad. That's not bad. Next up, just for fun. After mobile DJ, people just want to do it for fun. They don't really want to learn, which then goes back to the other stat, which talked about bedroom was the highest one because that's them people. They're not really trying to, they just want to learn. That's still really, really, really cool. Then we've got lounge and bar. Then we got I'm cool with being a bedroom DJ. So some people are just they don't want to aspire to that. And once again, it goes back to that last stat, the stat 2 slides ago about the stat before this, which is like, where do you want to be? Like, what are you? You're a hobbyist. So some people are hobbyists and they want to continue being a hobbyist, which is fine. Then we've got scratch performer DJs, quite low on the thing, but it's the most skilled, but it's low on the thing because that's now showing that people don't want to learn those things, which is fine. It's just interesting to know people don't want to learn those things. And then other. This one I find funny. The lowest one on here, the lowest one of what type of DJ do you want to be, the lowest one on here is radio DJ. And I'm shocked about that because I remember when I came up, I wanted to be a radio DJ so bad. Not no more. I love the mobile stuff. I wouldn't want to be a touring DJ. Being a dad, I don't think that works. I wouldn't want to be a producer DJ because it means that I'm in the studio a lot. Once again, being a dad, doing a podcast, doing all these things that I do, it will stop me from doing that. Happy where I am now is probably where I would have chose, or because I wouldn't have chose mobile DJ because I am one, so I wouldn't have chose that. Just for fun, no. Bar, lounge, club, not really for me anymore. They don't pay enough for you to be sustainable. Cool with bedroom DJing, no, because I'm a dad and I'd rather DJ not just in my bedroom, but DJ for an actual career as well. So that's not something that I would want to do. Scratch and performance. So scratch and performance is definitely something that I involve myself in. I'm still on my scratch journey. Some of you guys remember I would have started my scratch journey. Every now and then I still do a little chip. And when I'm at the gigs, I try to challenge myself by not using the cue button, not using the play button, and scratching everything in. Scratch everything in. So that's kind of what I still kind of learn that. So that would have been a choice for me as well. Interesting stuff. Let's move on. Do you live stream your DJ sets? And then we have the highest one on here is going to be no, but want to. A lot of people want to stream their DJ sets. It's not too hard. You can go on YouTube, lots of videos there showing you about how to use iRigs and cameras and things with that stuff. So it's not hard. During lockdown, most of us learned how to do that. So it's not too hard if you want to do live streaming. Some people say yes regularly. So that's your TikTokers, that's your streamers, that's the people that do the streaming. People say have done and they're not interested. So if I was to answer that, obviously, once again, answer it for yourself, guys. Where do you think you would have been? Like, do you live stream? Is that something that you want to do? And for myself, I would say I'm not actually interested currently. If I wasn't doing podcasting and I wasn't doing all of this stuff, then I probably would start an online series where I'm mixing some sort of regular show, build up a little something. This is just to keep DJing fun and interesting. And also, if you find yourself not having an outlet to DJ the music that you like, then having a show or having a live stream or having a Twitch account is great for you to fully express yourself. Because what you got to remember as DJs, guys, a lot of the time, our job is to please other people. If you think about it, when you're a DJ, your job is to make other people dance. So sometimes you're not doing or playing the things that you want to play. But if you started a live stream or started a Twitch account, you can literally just have an escape just for you, a place where you can play. And if you want to come and watch me, come and watch me. If there's 5 people there, great, it's better than 0. And you can DJ your finest, your best tunes that people might not love, but it's all you for those 5 people. Hopefully that 5 will turn to 10. Hopefully that 10 will turn to 50 to 100. Now you've got a core following of people that love exactly what you do. And that's what your producer DJs generally do. So your David Guettas and that, they'll play a set that they like. They play their sound. But at the same time, they do still think about what would work for the audience. What is hot right now? What spin can I do? What can I add? So they'll be thinking about that. But just wanted to say that as DJs, we don't play for ourselves. We usually think about other people. So it's good to have an outlet where you play for yourself. All right, quickly, where do these people live stream? They are streaming from a laptop, computer, or separate from their DJ setup. Most people are doing that. So streaming from laptop, computer, phone. It's streaming from laptop, computer, separate from my DJ setup. Okay, so that means that they're not using the DJ setup. They're using their laptop. They're using the phone, which is a bit confusing, but maybe I've read that wrong, but it is what it is. That is the highest one at 44%, 46 even. Then we're going to look at next is streaming from a phone. I thought that would have been the highest personally, because if I'm streaming, it's from my phone, because everyone's consuming from their phone. Whether I have it vertical or horizontal, if I'm going for more to YouTube, Twitch, I will still use my phone. I would still use my phone. But that's me, because I'm not really the most techie guy. I'm not the kind of guy to set up a Canon 7 something D or whatever it, Mark 5, Mark 15, and sell it up. And nah, I like to keep things very simple. So I use my phone for as much as I can. It's got 4K now, so it still looks good. So I would have gone for streaming using my phone. So the third one is streaming from same laptop with DJ computer. Okay, so I'm confused as to what most people are doing now, which is confusing. And the last one's other. Okay, I would use my phone, but this is what it is. Okay, so people that want to stream, what platforms are being used? I'm glad that this has come up the way it is, because I agree with this. Twitch is number one. Twitch is the best for a place where you can DJ and build an audience, and people will be susceptible to seeing DJs on there. Next up, we've got Facebook. I would have put TikTok myself. I thought that's where I would have gone. But Facebook seems to be the next popular one. Well, once again, this is asking people what do they do, and that's kind of what they're doing. Next up, we've got YouTube. So yeah, I would have put YouTube above Facebook myself, because when you go to gyms and places like that, or go to parties, some people now are putting on those playlists or a DJ's DJing, and they put it on in their house. I know loads of people that do that now. That wasn't really a much thing years ago, but now people be like, you know what? Then they start to subscribe to their favorite DJ. They release a new Afrobeat mix, this mix, that mix in their house, mix in their bedroom, mix in the park, mix in on a high rock somewhere. And then you have the YouTube DJ set with the DJ mixing pre-recorded. Next up, you've got Mixcloud. Mixcloud is good because similar to Twitch now, they've got the thing where you can play whatever you want and you won't get taken down. Your stuff can stay up on there, which is good. Instagram. I have not seen a DJ on Instagram a lot, and I follow a lot of DJs, so I find that one very interesting also. Now it drops dramatically. So all of those was above 20%. So we could just quickly scan. Facebook was at 33. YouTube was at 30. Mixcloud and Instagram are on par at 23%. TikTok is at 11%. I would have thought that was much more, but consensus are good for that sort of stuff. Then we've got other, and then we've got Restream. No, Restream. Okay, never heard of that app, but there's an app there called Restream. Not a lot of people are on it, so I'll say don't waste your time. The next one is how would you describe your DJ level? And this one says complete beginner, new to DJing, which is the lowest one on here, which is, once again, interesting because we had the stat earlier that was talking about bedroom DJs and never played in public. So, but then we're down here, and then it's saying about you've got DJs that are new to beginner, which is going to be over 10%. I would have put that would have been a little bit less. So they're new, they're DJ skills. And this could be someone who's DJing for 2 years, but they still feel like a beginner. You get those types. Next up, we got recently returned to DJing after a break, which is, that's about a little bit more than the first one, which would have been coming about 13%, 14%. The highest one here, guys, at 57% is confident, but still learning, which is good. They're confident. That means that they can play, they can go out. They're still learning things. Funnily enough, I probably would have put myself in that bracket because I don't think I know everything. Actually, I know I don't know everything. I just told you I'm still learning my scratching stuff. I still like to pick up little tricks about how to use things and, some of the cues and the shift and the different, there's so much stuff, guys, these controllers can do. And I'm telling you, 99% of us don't even use our controllers or even decks to 50% of their capability. That's a fact. There is so much these things can do that we don't utilize. So that's not a bad thing or it's not a good thing. It's just something to mention. So I would say I'm confident, but I'm still learning. I like to learn new things. If I learn everything, I would probably be upset. So there are some things that I won't learn because I'm like, I don't need that yet. But if I ever get to a stage where I'm like, how do I do this? Now it's something new to learn on something that's been in front of me for years. And then the other one is highly proficient. And that one is coming in at 19%, which I wouldn't have answered that. Some of you probably thought I would have, and I'm like, no, I'm always learning. I like the idea of being a student, and it keeps things fresh and funky. Do you produce your own music? Okay. So we've got 20% people say yes regularly. So, okay, that's interesting. Have tried? Yep, I will probably go there. No, but want to is the highest one at 33%, and some people at 12% are not interested. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, let's have a look at this one. If so, what software do you mainly use to make music? So your most popular one. So if you guys are thinking about producing, the most popular one at the moment is just as I thought, Ableton Live. great bit of software, or Ableton Live, or however, whatever you want to call it. Next is FL Studios, used to be called Fruity Lips. Next, you got Serato Studio, which I find that interesting because it's a DJ software more, but I haven't used Serato software. I mean, I haven't used Serato Studio. I haven't seen Serato Studio, so I'm not sure. Logic Pro, I thought would have been even further up there. Because that's the one a lot of people use. It comes with Apple, doesn't come with Apple, but you can get it with Apple. GarageBand. If you remember when we was talking to Venom again, he spoke about GarageBand. Machine, which is made by Native Instruments, I think it is. Cubase, that's what I started on. Whoop, whoop. Big shout out to my classics. Reason, that's an old school plug-in program. Pro Tools, I used to hear about that all the time back in the day. Don't hear about now. Studio One, wow. That one's, and those ones are scoring low on the percentage. All right. Interesting stuff. Okay, guys, we are going to quickly wrap this up with a few more. And if you want to have a look at that more, head over to DJ Digital Tips. They have a consensus that is out on their website. You can go and have a look at more of those stats if you found those things interesting. But I want to quickly present some other things to you really, really quick. What is your main brand of hardware that you use and own? So the top one here clearly is going to be Pioneer at a staggering 55%. And then it goes down to Denon DJ, which comes in at 12%, which is a massive gap. Look at the pictures, guys. And then we've got Newmark, Tractor, Rain. Rain's coming in at about 4%. Then we've got Techniques at probably about 3%. Hercules, Roland, Reloop, and Allen Heath. Allen Heath is actually 1%, because I think that's mostly clubs. I don't know anyone that's personally has an Allen Heath. They're great mix. Actually, I don't think Allen Heaths are great mixers. They've got great sound, but I don't think they're great mixers. I remember when I used to play in the club, when I used to see one, I used to be like, oh, I hate this mixer. That's why I said I don't like the effects on it. Just give me Pioneer. Just give me what I'm used to, because you're a club DJ. That's what you're used to seeing. All right, look at this one, guys. How much do you spend on your DJ setup? So under £200 is the smallest stat here. Then we've got £200 to £500 or dollars. It doesn't say what it is it's in. Then we've got £500 to £1,000 on how much did you spend on your current setup? So these people are going to be in their houses. Then we've got £1,000 to £1,500. Okay. Some people are in houses now. We're crossing over to mobile. Then you've got £1,500 to £3,000. If this is just your DJ setup at home, damn, son. And then maybe we've got some, actually, I don't know if we've got much mobile in here, because we all know speakers alone, that 3,000 will be, a PRX1 setup. You'll still be, you still won't have enough to get just 2 speakers. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's the highest spend here on 22%, 25%. And then we've got 3,000 to 5,000. About 12% over 5,000 is the same as the people at 3,000 to 5,000. Okay. And imagine some of those people are going to be talking about just what they got in their house now, which is insane in the membrane. One other one that I think is quite interesting is, which one of these computer devices do you use regularly? Now, I would have thought Mac was number one. In my little brain, I would have thought Mac was number one. But it actually, guys, it's not. Windows desktop or laptop is number one. Now, it's at 55%, and then the Mac ones is at 48 or 47%. But I find that interesting, and I think that's just because I live in my own little world. But I always thought Mac, because when I was in Clubs World, all I saw was Macs, all I saw. And if ever you saw a Windows DJ come into the club, people used to laugh at them and, mock them and stuff like that. Similar to kind of what happens to virtual DJs. Not that I'm mocking virtual DJs, but I know you understand what I'm saying when I say what I'm saying. One of the things I always say, software, hardware, brand, none of that matters. Are you going to shell? For those that don't understand what the word shell means, it means, are you going to kill it? Are you going to do a good job? Shell comes from the word Shellingtons, which is from, when you drop bombs and the bombshells, Shellington, shelling, cut it really short, shell. So that's kind of the why I use the word shell. So when you hear me say shell, it means doing a good job DJing, dropping bangers. If you don't get that, then I don't know what kind of uncool DJ. Don't be an uncool DJ. Learn the terms, use the terms. Some people using iPads and iPhones, Android tablets, and Linux. Those, I don't even know if they should be part of that conversation. It should just be Mac and Apple. Windows and Apple. But I find that interesting. Find that very interesting. Right, now let's talk about quickly software, what people are using to DJ. Now I want you to just quickly, before I say, think in your mind now, what is the most used DJ software? Think about yourself. Think about what you've seen. Now come up with your top 3. Because we all know these brands, top 3. Because I thought this would have been different. But anyway, let's get into it. What's yours? Have you got yours? What you think number 1 would have been? As in most used DJ software? Okay, let's have a look at the stats. Number 1 is Rekordbox. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Rekordbox user, but I didn't think Rekordbox would be at the top. I thought Serato would be at the top. I remember when I came in, most people was using Serato. Quick story of how I got into Rekordbox. I was DJing for a youth organization at the time. Now, they had some funding and they wanted me to go and buy some DJ gear because I was going to be the DJ tutor. And at the time, it was like the first time I've been given a budget where it's more than enough money. Like there's too much money in this budget. But they was like, man, did I spend it all? I was like, no problem. So I've gone to the website and I've just gone go to the last controller. At the time, it was the DDJ RZ, and I think they had the SZ, but the RZ was the expensive one. At the time, I didn't know what the difference between S and R was. Now I know, obviously, Serato's Rekordbox. And then I had to download the software on my computer to learn it to teach the students. And that's how I got into Rekordbox, just because I'd done that purchase, thought I had the best equipment. At the time it was. And luckily that organization let me keep that controller, which I still have to this day. And I don't want to get rid of it because that platter, do you remember when I was talking about the 3000 CDJ? The platter on the RZ or the SZ, that platter, I don't think there's been any better platter in a controller. I don't think. And the buttons, I think the quality build on that, we've gone backwards. FLX 10 is not as good. Build quality wise, listen to what I'm saying. Build quality is not as good as the SZ or the RZ. Nah, no way. That was built solidly. And they've scaled it back, which is really sad. And that's kind of thing that's making me not buy the FLX 10 because I'm like, you can't call this flagship. But anyway, I digress. Before we go, let's have a quick look at some of the genres that are most popular. We're going to go in descending order, starting with the most popular. Once again, pick yourself. What do you think? Most DJs in the world. What do you think they're doing? What's the most popular music? Have you got one? What's your favorite music? You've got one? All right, let's move on. House, number 1, of course. Think about how much dance festivals there are. There's more dance festivals than it is any other festival, any other type of festival. Dance music festivals are number 1. And house music, I love it. So big up that. Next up, we got hip hop and R&B. Third, we got other. What's this other? How can other be before pop? Pop is next. What's other? What is other? That was a lot of things, obviously. Tech house, love a bit of tech. Techno, bit much. Drum and bass, I thought would have been further down, but there it is. EDM. So as you can see, we're still in the dance music kind of realm. Do you know what I mean? Disco. Then we got deep house. Wow, deep house is far down there. I would have put it a bit further up, but is what it is. Trance. Trance is intense. It's not a bit of me, but it's in the runnings. Afrobeat and piano. You would say Afrobeat and piano is being, but then again, trance, there's probably some places they can hard of it, man. Latin and reggaeton is after and piano and Afrobeats. Then we got progressive, soca and reggae, funk, hardcore right at the bottom. Hardcore is a lot. It's not a bit of me. But guys, if you are like us and you're a mobile DJ, guess what? You get to play all of them. If you're open format, you get to play all of them. So open format is a good choice, and then you don't have to stick to one. But if you want to stick to one, obviously that works for you, depending on what your DJ journey is. You know what I'm saying? All right, another interesting one is which DJ pool or pools do you use or subscribe to? Okay, coming in at the top. So just in case people don't know, what a DJ pool is when you pay a monthly subscription and you can go and download. Some of them are limited to like 20, 30, 100, depending on what package you got. Some of them are unlimited and you can go and download many, many songs. I definitely recommend being part of a DJ pool, especially if you're DJing regularly. If you're DJing regularly and you're making money, then set aside some of that money to then have a record pool. So if you think about it, if you're going to be on there for some of them are around £20 a month, they're around £20, $20. So if you think about a year subscription, you're looking at maybe £120, $120, or you will be looking at, they might do your whole 2 months free if you buy annual. So you're looking at $100 to £100. And I think if you're DJing regularly, and that's probably more than 10 times a year, it's enough to, I would say, once again, it's totally up to you what you do, but I would say that's enough to say to yourself, a DJ pool is going to help you, and try and have a DJ pool that suits your needs. I'm a mobile DJ, so like one of the top one here is BPM Supreme. I've used BPM Supreme. I think it's a great platform. They do a lot of modern music. So if you're a club DJ, do R&B, do Latin, BPM Supreme is going to be a definite way to go. They're at the top here. Funny enough, my one's not here, so I'm gonna shout them out at the end. Next up, we got BPM Supreme, DJ City. I've never used DJ City, but I've heard lots about them. I know they're amazing. Next, we've got Other. Don't know what that is. Zip DJ. Never heard of Zip DJ. Digital DJ Pool, never heard of that one, but that one's there as well. Promo Only, I've heard and I've used that one as well. That one's in the running. Direct Music Service, so that's DMS. Yeah, that one's another good one. Used them before. My MP3 Pool, that's another one. Club Killers do a lot of banger remixes and things of that nature. DJ Pool, never heard of that one. And then we've got Frenchie's Record Pool. My dyslexia is kicking in, so I might not be reading that wrong, but the pictures are up on the site. One of my main ones is the mashup.co.uk. I love the mashup.co.uk because a lot of stuff I already got, but they've got some amazing mashups and some amazing remixes on there, intro edits, all the different stuff that I've wanted from other pools. But I just feel like the mashup.co.uk have a lot of the stuff that I want most of the time. I used to be part of BPM Supreme, but there'll be some releases that wouldn't be on there. I think there was more geared to the American market. I'm obviously more UK, but any one of these pools will do good. DJ Pool is something that you should subscribe to. So check out some of the ones you heard, or just do a Google search, see what works for you, see what works in your budget. And it's a great way for you to have access. You just get your music and not have to keep buying one-off tunes from Apple iTunes, which sometimes you still got to do, but it is what it is. What's the best social media to use? Instagram's at the top, YouTube's next. No, Instagram's at the top, Facebook, then YouTube, then TikTok. I agree with that. I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but Instagram being at the top, I would have put Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube if it was me. Snapchat I wouldn't use because it's a closed community. Threads, I've got enough stuff going on already. There's two here I've never heard of, Blue Sky and Modstone. I've never heard of those. But you learn something new every day. But yeah, man, this is a really interesting read, guys. If you want to get more of the actual consensus, head over to DJ Digital Tips and check out my guy Phil. Very educated, this guy's knowledge is supreme. He's got amazing YouTube channel. He's got a fantastic podcast. Lots of tips on there for all DJs. So club, bar, venue, home, remix. He does all the DJs on there. So yeah, man, big shout out to Phil for compiling that together and sending that to Consensus every single year. I look forward to seeing what they have in there next year so we can kind of pull that apart and see what's going on. But other than that, guys, I hope you got some insights from this episode. Lots of different data. Where do you fall? It kind of lets you know, are you far? Are you out? And one of the things I definitely want to reiterate on this episode is that aim high, guys. Well, this is if you want to. This isn't if you want to. I like to say the things I say to myself. And one of the things I say to myself is aim high. Make the dream big. Go as far as the eye can see. Don't think about just what you've seen and stay in that realm. That's not how crazy things happen. Crazy things happen because people are daring, people believe and dream big. So I say for you, believe and dream big. Even if in your head you say, I'm not sure if I can actually achieve that. You need to get rid of that idea, because if you say that to yourself, guess what? It's true. If you say, I'm never going to make it past, you will never make it past. If you say something like that to yourself, it's like you're saying your own fate. So don't say that. Say things like, one day I'm going to make £1 million a year from DJing. Just keep saying it. Keep saying it. If you keep saying it and you take action, guess what? Your action steps will start leading you to things and places where hopefully you can earn £1 million through DJing in a year. And it is possible. It is possible. Guys, it's possible. As soon as you say that's never possible, you've done your own fate again as well. Yep, it's not possible for you. You've done that to yourself. It's not possible for you. So I would say, don't say those things to you. Have goals. Have annual targets and ways that you're going to get there. But most importantly, guys, take action. If you take no action, nothing's going to happen for you. That's a guarantee. But if you take a couple steps, there's so much that can happen for you. So take some of those steps. Guys, if you haven't heard already, we are doing a DJ education day, man. We're going to have a DJ education day. It started off as a DJ meetup, but it's now grown and it's growing and it's grown. And now we are presenting a DJ education day. If you want to register for your interest and to get more information about this, because I would love you to be there. There's going to be so much great things that you're going to pick up from this day. You want to head over to the description and sign up to our waiting list, where once you sign up, you'll be getting those informations, because we might not put everything public, you know what I mean? We might not. So if you're on that mailing list, if you're on that list, you will get exclusive information about when, where, and how this is going to happen. And then once the tickets come out, you will get first dibs on them. But guys, I really want you to be there. There's going to be so many major keys that we're bringing to that, and we're hoping we can be one of those great invigorating learning days where you can come and learn a lot about your DJ business and how you can hopefully do some of the things that we was talking about inside this episode. If full-time DJing is something that you want to do, this will be a great place for you. If you are looking to get more bookings by yourself and not using directory websites, this is a great place to be. If you are getting a lot of your bookings from agencies and you want to learn how you can be a bit more self-sufficient, this is going to be a great learning day for you. If you want to level up on your social media, you want to level up on your SEO, you want to try and charge a bit more and earn a little bit more for yourself, this is where we're going to be talking about all of these things. So you need to come to the learning day. It's going to be absolutely amazing. For more information, make sure to follow on YouTube and make sure to follow on Instagram, most importantly. Other than that, guys, I'll see you same time, same place for another banging episode of the Mobile DJ Mastery. Man. Cheese!